Hey, we got Drewz Viewz here, and I'm back to react to the end of the fucking world, the F ing world, season 2, series 2. That's what they say in Jolly Britain over there, where the show originates from. I reacted to series 1, season 1 of the show a long while ago. It feels like at this point it was one of the first shows I reacted to on my channel here, my Drewz Viewz channel. So hopefully some people will still be interested in me doing season 2 here. I won't say I forgot about the show, but it was definitely far from my mind with it being, it seems like about 2 years, maybe a year and a half since the first one came out on Netflix, where I was watching it. At the time I was doing Friday flicks, I was calling it, doing Netflix reactions on a Friday. That kind of fell by the wayside, but I decided I will like to go back and do this, especially because it is a half-hour show. It's easier. It takes a little bit less time for me to put together there, like the other shows I'm doing, primarily like on Anna Monday, Car Tuesday, whatever, half-hour type shows. But anyway, gonna do the reaction for the premiere of Series 2 here. I gotta try to remember exactly what's. I mean, even the way it ended, the first one ended, it kind of seemed like it could potentially just be like a one-season show. It's James and Alyssa. He's like a serial killer type, but he hasn't actually committed any murders yet, if I recall. But he wants to. He's gonna kill Alyssa when he brings her on this kind of trip, running away together. But then he can't bring himself to do it, I guess, and he starts actually liking her. She kind of has, she's like a disillusioned teenager whose family has let her down and all that, very cynical and everything like that. She's even more disillusioned now, I guess, after reconnecting with her father, who was going to turn them in, was just kind of a scumbag guy. And then they were running away on the beach, I remember, at the end, and I think James like knocked her down and started running away to get the cops after him. I think it like went to black and there was a shot, so that's what I was saying. It could have series could have ended there, but I don't know if, I'm assuming he won't be dead though or whatever, since they have a second season here. So I'm gonna see what's happening. But with the show overall, I remember from the first one, I liked, it's definitely a black comedy, which I enjoy. Some dark humor there, and it's funny. And there's good, character moments and everything like that. There's the two cops from the first season. I don't know if they'll be back. One of them was Yara Greyjoy from Game of Thrones, that actress, but they had their whole little thing going on together. I remember we saw James' dad a few times. He's actually just kind of a pretty nice guy who has this kind of sociopathic son. And like I said about Alyssa's family a little bit, they're obviously not too good. But yeah. Anyway, I really don't know what to expect necessarily for the second season here, but I'm going to start finding out about it right on now. Let's do it. End of the fucking world, baby. Well, alright, so that was a good episode. I enjoyed it, even though obviously the characters, well, one character from the first season was featured heavily, obviously, the guy that they killed, and then they introduced this new character, Bonnie, basically just using the premiere to, I guess, set up her backstory. So evidently she's going to be featured prominently in the season here. And I guess they're setting up the arc of the season, which is her going to be going after Alyssa and James. I don't know. I mean, that's the biggest question I have, I guess, is he... I mean, she only has the picture clipping of her. I would assume that means he's either was killed and is just dead now and is not going to be in the season. I don't know. I think it's probably likely that they would keep him alive if they can, unless they're just going to really just make Bonnie the new main character, the new psycho character on Alyssa's life. Or I guess maybe he's just locked up in jail and so she can't get to him, so she's going after her. We'll see. Yeah, so it was mostly a character study type of episode. It definitely had all the flair and all the things I remember from the first series, though. Like I was talking about a little bit during it with the music choices and everything. And this show has really nice cinematography too. And of course, most of the characters are sociopathic in some way. It seemed like Bonnie didn't really have a good chance at life here with her family situation. Her mother was obviously abusive toward her, and her father didn't really protect her. And she has the mixed up emotions about, or maybe not emotions, but she has the mixed up feelings regarding love and what you do with that. So clearly someone that a predator like the professor can target. I don't know if he's clearly obviously extremely self-serving, but I don't know if he was ever planning to like murder or torture her like he was doing with these other girls, or it was more in the vein of he can use her to help out his ends, which obviously is what happened, regardless if that was his main intention or not. She went after the girl, killed her. Like I was assuming, probably just got manslaughter charges, saying it was a mistake, an accident, or they wouldn't have let her out like that, I presume. Yeah, and the professor guy is an entertaining character, even though he's obviously a very villainous guy. And what's the name of his book? I was trying to remember. They showed it a bunch of times, but it's just such a douchey, like pretentious title. Existential Exit. So good job by the writers there. That's funny stuff. If I try to predict where the season's going, clearly I would say Alyssa's not gonna just get killed by Bonnie in the next episode. There'll be something that happens. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it's gonna be a setup where Alyssa's just trying to get away from her the whole season, or they'll be thrown in some situation where they have to be together. I guess if you follow what happened in season 1, they could do a similar thing where obviously season 1, she was also a threat of being killed by James. Like that was his idea to do it, and then obviously it didn't happen, and he kind of fell in love with her or whatever, started developing real human emotions, all that stuff. So, I don't know if that would be too repetitive. They do a similar thing again with Bonnie obviously going in to kill her, but then maybe having to team up with her, having to, join her for whatever reason. I don't know if Alyssa shows her what, proves to her in some way what the professor was doing, would Bonnie be swayed to be like, oh, he really was a bad guy, or is she so messed up that she wouldn't care and just still wants the revenge? I don't know. I assume it'll probably come up, and so I'm curious to see what happens there. I'm curious to see if James is still alive or still going to be on the show. And I am excited to watch and react to episode 2 next time I do this. So maybe in about a week from now or so, I'll probably have my next reaction out. I don't have a designated day for this reaction series yet, but we'll see. I'm going to try to do the whole series, though, as I'm interested in it, and I think it's good. So thanks for watching, everyone who has here, getting me back into the end of the F ************************************** world, ! Do leave some comments below if you like. Hey, do subscribe to my channel if you're not. Check out some of my other reactions. Got a lot of good ones on there, I think. Judge for yourself. And until next time, I'm going to be up out of here. Peace.
Just getting some milk.